What's going on, y'all? So in this video, we are going to go ahead and load up a tire, get it mounted and balanced. So Gus Gus has two new front tires. One of them was already done by discount. And then we got to go nut and bolt the front suspension. Got to install the front drive line. And then take this to go get an alignment. As well as we have to replace one of the front V-band clamps that I forgot about because it's tweaked from the front drive shaft hitting it. So let's go and get that tire loaded up. All loaded up off the Big O. Let's get this thing dropped off and get back to work. We got the new tires home, mounted and balanced. Now we're going to go ahead and tighten up the front steering, get cotter pins and everything so we don't forget to do that down the road. Then we're going to check the front axle for square and go from there. Cotter pins in everything. So now we can get the track bar in, and actually I want to make sure this is square first, front to back, before I do that, because it looks like this is more centered than the other side. I took a tape measure, measured the length of the lower arms, and they are within 1/8 of an inch of each other, so I'm not going to worry about it. What we're going to do is get this track bar in and see if that squares the axle up better, because right now it's heavy to the driver's side and we need to shift it to the passenger side and then go from there. Here we have our track bar from Iron Rock. This side will go into the axle, this side will bolt into the frame, and then we've got our adjustment here, kind of like stock. It's got a sleeve on it. Actually, I don't remember the stock Jeep one is adjustable. Anyways, we'll get this situated, get these mounted up, and then go from there. Well, I was going to put the track bar in, but apparently I did some things goofy. So we're going to have to fix the track bar and go from there. Let me show you what I did. Here we have the flex joint for the axle side. Here we have the rubber bushing or the poly bushing and sleeve for the frame side. Little did I know, the solid bushing here is supposed to go on the axle, and then the flex joint is supposed to go on the frame side. Apparently I thought I knew what I was doing and I didn't read the instructions, so I just put it together. So we're going to have to pull this out and move the flex joint to the frame side. So we'll go ahead and get on that now. New bushing is in. Flex joint is on the proper end. Now you guys can see we've got a ratchet strap holding the front end together. Or at least trying to pull the axle in place. So what we'll do is we'll get the track bar set in and then bolt it down and go from there. Alright, we got the track bar in. Looking good. We still got to cut this V-band clamp off and then put our breather on the front axle. It's going to be a tight fit between the drive shaft and that V-band clamp. So we're going to have to probably reposition it and hope for the best. I still got to go to the store and get some gear oil front and back. And then we can get this thing on its weight and adjust the suspension, tighten everything down, and go from there.
We are using Lucas brand oil.
So you guys can see we got the front diff full, just draining it out of the fill hole a little bit because it's a little overfull. We'll go ahead and put our plug in here, tighten this down. I have the steering out of the way currently because I couldn't get the bottle in here with the steering linkage in the way. Drain plug is good and tight. We've got to get a socket that fits this nut. We can tighten this down and then torque down the control arms. Sorry, right here. Alright, so we're torquing down the pitman arm to 185 foot-pounds, which is always fun to do with something that heavy. Go until your torque wrench clicks. I'm not as young as I used to be, so this takes a little more effort. There, 185 foot-pounds. Now we have the lower control arms torqued down, shocks tightened up. I still have to tighten up the track bar, install the drive shaft, and a few other things before we can get it on the road, but we're getting closer. I do apologize, like I said, for this thing being so choppy. So I get out here for a few minutes, get distracted, and forget what I'm doing. So for now, we're all pretty much buttoned up as far as I can get. I need to move some Tahoe parts out of the way. Get these tires dug out so I can put them on the Jeep. And then clear all that mess off the top of it. It's become storage that's sat here for the past year. I cleaned it out for a while. And then I need to get my car in the garage, so we stick it all back underneath it. If you guys like what you saw, click the like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching. God bless and take care.